So after taking a peek underneath it, I think I had the gist as far as what's going on here. At least I think so. I think we can fake it till we make it at this point. I don't think we need service data anymore now that we've got some good direction. What we're gonna do is we're gonna unhook the engine mounts here. I have to be in the optimal viewing area here, so you'll have to be right there, but there's some bolts, or some nuts rather, right on top of the engine mount. There's two of them. Driver side, passenger side. So we're gonna unhook those. There's one, take the 18 mil socket to do those. I'm gonna get the one on the other side. And then it's my intention to stick a transverse engine support up here, even though it's not a transverse engine. We'll stick it over here on the strut towers, go across. We'll find something to hook to here on the front so we can suspend it. And then we want to take the front suspension out. The way this cradle is designed, it's not really a engine cradle like they are in a front wheel drive car where we lower the whole thing and it's helpful to us. If we left it attached to the engine, it's just going to be in the way. So we're going to suspend the engine, drop the cradle, if you will, steering rack, get all that crap out of the way, set the engine down on some jack stands. Same thing with the tail shaft of the transmission or the rear training mount. Set that on jack stand, and then just raise the car up and off from it. I believe that's what service data has us doing anyhow. But I don't want to keep raising the car up and down 100 times. So we'll try to just take care of what we can take care of while we're here. I don't know. Well, that one's pretty snug. I don't know if we can get to this one with an old swivel or not. I'm thinking that. Push the harness out of the way. Maybe. Maybe. Well, let's give this a try. I think I'm on it there. They're not overly tight, so they do come off relatively easy, I guess. I could see it coming off from there. There it is, boys. Hi, Luna. What are you doing out here? Hi, kitty kitty. Come here. Come here, honey. Come here. What's the matter? You want to go see mommy? Hey, little baby. Here you go. What's that? I'm going to put our little prop rod tool there because I want to unhook these struts. We'll probably just unhook them from up here on the hood. Pull a little clip back here. Give them a wiggle. Because our tool is going to sit here, ideally. There's that one. Now, it should allow us to open the hood a little bit further. Okay, now we're going to get our engine support tool. Set it here and here, over here. And then out to the core support. So we're going to have to move our prop rod. Hood's not very heavy. It's all plastic. Fiberglass. Don't want to damage anything. We don't want that baby kicking out on us. Seems good. Let's get our engine support. There and there. We'll get it where it's the most ideal. I'll probably fiddle with this thing for a little bit because you don't want it sitting on anything plastic. So watch out for mounts and things like that. But then we also need to get it where our support arm comes out to the core support, or at least out here to keep it from tipping forward. Which this thing's pretty sturdy. We may not even need that, but we do need something to lift on. Now we're cooking. We're gonna pick it right up on the front timing cover. This looks sketchy, am I right? Oh yeah, it's coming up. There's just a lot of thread there. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, I think it's the same on this side also. Just want to take a look. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's coming up off from both of them engine mounts. Probably should be smart about this. Put a bolt and a big fat washer here. I mean, it can't really kick forward on us. And we're not really unbolting the transmission to allow the whole assembly to move until the very last thing. And that's, the car's gonna be on the ground at that point and sitting on jack stands on the engine and on the transmission. Now that I have proof of concept that this works, I'm gonna let it back down a little bit. Not all the way, just a little bit. So that's good there. There's not really a lot of support on this front arm, and you know, it doesn't have a tendency to want to rock forward, so that's good. I think that's the last thing that we have to do up here until it comes time to take the engine out, in which case we remove this brace because we're going to set the whole thing down on some jack stands. But it's somewhat supported now. Let me find the wheel lock. I should be able to do that in the next hour or so. First try in the glove box. That's amazing. Thor, she's so torquey for lug nuts. Oh, and now we got the big aluminum aluminium, sorry. We've got to get all the steering jiggly bits unhooked without gnarring up the knuckle. Oh, answer the prayer, my guy. Right there, because that thing just come undone. Piece of cake. Get the next set of socket on here. That's our tie rod end, and then it appears that this one we can't get any air tools on because the strut's in the way. We'll see if we can't give it a old handy. It's so weird working on a car without rust, you know. I'm expecting a fight, and then stuff just comes apart. Oh, so the whole stud's turning. We're suffering succotash. Let's go stick something underneath it. We could stick our ball joint press on there. A guy gave us that little free tip Friday for you, but then we can't get a socket in there. It probably has. I've never been able to do this in my entire life, but I think it has a fitting up in there, like a Allen socket perhaps. Coming in with a 6mm Allen key. I'm just going old school. Stick that in there. Get her wound up. This is what it's like working in Florida. If I ever hear Ray complain, I'm gonna smack him. This is great. That's how it's supposed to be, folks. This is how life's supposed to work. Just like that. And then what? We pull it down, unhook it. Oh wow, this is gonna be so awesome. And then we gotta unhook. Okay, I'm seeing what's going on here. We're gonna have to loosen up our control arm there. Might not have to. Let me get a control arm tool, see if we can't just pry that down enough. It's got quite a bit of stud. So, I don't want to cause damage to a bushing. Oops. Now I'm stuck. Come on there, baby. There we go. Stick that there. I don't want to damage the boot either. Will that one come up and out without... We'll get our tie rod out. Maybe that one will push out enough with the knuckle where we don't have to unhook the strut. Nothing else is too tight. We will have to unhook our sway bar link though. Okay, let's pop our tie rod loose. We're gonna give that a quick burp with the air hammer. It should pop out. Well, it does. And then I bet that sucker doesn't come out of there. Oh, shoot, man, that stud's still all the way here in the bottom. There's no way that's gonna pivot enough to clear. You little piss pots. Easy. I don't feel like I don't want to take the strut out. I'll just unbolt it from the frame and then we'll just let it swing out of the way. It shouldn't have any real tension on it, so to speak. Although it feels like it does. Maybe it's just tight. There we go. And we can just leave that set to the side. That way we don't have to take the strut out and all that crap. Just be a whole lot easier. Now that harness that I was worried about that ran through here, it runs over to the power steering, runs to the bottom of the radiator, and runs to something else here. It must be trainee. Oh no, it's gotta be part of the AC. That's 3 wires, so it's a transducer. It's not a temp sensor, I don't think. Yeah, I think that goes into trainee. I don't know. Can't see quite. Yeah, no, that is AC. Okay, so that goes to the AC. I couldn't tell if it was train lines or AC condenser, but AC pressure must be. So it's got to be the high side pressure going to the condenser. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll worry about how to get that sway bar link off there. Oh, this side came apart pretty easy. Sway bar link. So amazing. Get her to come out of there. Come on, little fella. We'll put that nut right back on there. When we put it back together, we can hold the middle there with a 6mm Allen key. We don't want to leave those facing forward. Our hoses and stuff are all good. Yeah, it must be a car was wrecked at some point. You see overspray all over everything. And dang body shop guys, you know how they are. So what I want to do now is I want to unhook this wiring harness across the front of the cradle here. Just has some Christmas tree fasteners in there. Pull them out, and then there's one. If I can get to that one. Way the heck up in there, over by the wires that we have to unhook from the condenser. Okay, there's that. That harness there. And then it runs up over the top. And I guess we can start unplugging stuff. Let's grab our pocket screwdriver. That's right here. We can unhook the power steering. So we'll push that tab back. Push it in and unplug it. And then we've got the big red one here. Which that's probably going to unhook a little bit harder. Nope, not too bad. So there's that. And then we have all the vacuum gizmos here for the vacuum motor mounts. I'm going to push the wires up through them. We'll just have to remember the vacuum or the harness ran underneath those vacuum lines, because I think the vacuum lines can stay on the frame. I seen where the hose came down from the engine, and I believe it can stay on the frame. I could be wrong. It goes that way to this motor mount. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're in good shape now that the harness is free. That harness is free there. It's free through there. That's all free. We've got a couple connectors on that side. Let's see, we've got this one here. Here's that one, and then we'll feel the tab. Freaking body shop, guys. Ain't no tab on that one. It's already broke. So you just pull that one out. Oh man, I tell you what. pull that harness down and around. This harness is loose, so now we need to unhook. We need to unhook something else. We need to unhook the steering shaft there, I guess. There we go. I think we got it. The steering column's locked, electric lock, so it is locked, but it appears to be accessible still. It's the 11 millimeter, if you're wondering. Oh, you guys can see anyways. Oh my goodness. I got the Loctite on too. It's a bolt through the steering shaft. You'll figure it out if you're actually replacing the engine on these cars. Which I don't know how popular this is. I've never done one. I've changed a lot of motors in my life. Told I don't even know what's wrong with this one. I'm just doing what I'm told. The other shop diagnosed it, and I'm fixing it. Could be a bad spark plug. Who knows? Let's see, that is a square shaft with a half moony. She can only go one way, so they can slide that up. Steering column's locked. I don't want to go looking for my bolt. So we're going to stick that right back in there. Now, we're just about ready to drop the cradle. This is the vacuum supply to these motor mounts. I just heard them hiss. Probably the reservoir. There's empty. There is a filter that's way up here. I don't know if you guys probably can't see me wiggling up here. This has filter right here. I believe it's supposed to mount up on the frame. However, it was just laying down here with the hoses. Probably that freaking body shop guy. We'll keep blaming him. We gotta have somebody to blame for something. And we can never blame ourselves. Yes, we can. When we're wrong, we're wrong. But yeah, the Christmas tree fastener isn't broken. It's probably an oversight because I see all the weld splatter up there. Well, that might be factory too, from the looks of it. Looks like a bunch of bird turd welds. Oh, actually, that weld on that upper core support isn't factory. I'll tell you that much. We'll just clip that back on when we're done. Not a big deal. And then, got to unbolt these supports. Unbolt the bolts that go to the body, but we don't want to do that really until we're ready to drop it, till we're ready to be done with it. Let's unhook the exhaust, get the trainee prepared to be removed. Oh, those are 15, holy. In my face. Oh, when I die, this is what I want it to be like. That's using tools, unhooking parts, no torch. Haven't even said a swear word yet. We're gonna prepare the exhaust for removal. So we're gonna put a little bit of WD up on the exhaust hangers here because we want them to slip off. And, well, WD's slippery. And it makes people thoroughly upset, which is great. Not really, I shouldn't be like that, but people get really amped up about WD. I'm even getting nasty messages about now that they sponsored me. I got a sponsor now, I'm a sellout. I sprayed the top one, unhooking the bottom one. there's a pro move for you. If you'd like, I can show you the receipt where I bought the WD at the Napa, if that makes anybody feel any better, but you can think what you want. Oh boy, this thing's got to come down. I thought she felt a little stout back here more than just those two hangers. Oh yeah, she's got some long dongers that are bolted on. You gotta pull the freaking bumper cover. Well, not today with WD-40 because we spray this. I don't know. What do you say when you get a sponsorship? I don't know, so I don't have any. We're gonna try this. We're gonna lure her up. We're gonna try it we're gonna get it the old-fashioned. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way here. It's gonna require a couple people, I think. Okay, so those hangers are loose. That one's loose, the front one's loose. Everything's loose. We're gonna unhook it from the front, we're gonna let it down, we're gonna slide it forward, and it should pull out of these rear mounts. In a perfect world. It may not have enough clearance back here. We're gonna give it a try though. Oh fella. Just like that there. Oh, good catch, buddy. And you're wondering why we gotta pull the exhaust. Well, for obvious reasons, to let the engine down, and second of all, just dropped my socket. Got to get to the drive shaft here. It doesn't have U-joints. It's got them rubber couplers, and usually it means we got to collapse it a little bit. I don't know what it's made of in there. Pop out of them, will it? You need a bar or something? What do you need? You want to wait?
Yeah. Well, they look like she just pulled her out. I think they're kind of holding up on it a little bit, but.
Felt like one of them, right?
Yep, that's the one.
Pry bars?
Yeah, just so hold on there. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
So this may seem silly, but I'm gonna unhook I've got to unhook this oxygen sensor right here. The wiring harness runs right between these two training lines, which are hard tight. And I can't reach the connector, but I need to get them out from in between the training lines here. So I'm electing to do it this way. Yeah, it's twisting up the wiring, but you just gotta have to get past it. Close your eyes if you got to. Okay, there it is. Once we get it out, there we go. Get it out and around those training lines. There, now I can actually, the connector has a lock in it, is the problem. I'm just gonna leave it hanging, but my intention is to unhook these transmission lines from the training, leave them hooked to the radiator once the cradle's out of the way, and set them to the side. We're gonna unhook the transmission cable here. Should be just a standard pop it off doodad there. That's what they call it. It's in service info as a pop it off doodad. Then you got this thing. Oh, yeah, you got this thing here. Oh, look at that. Give that a couple years of salt. That worked good. Worked good right now. That's all that matters. That stays. I think all the wiring harness on it, all that stuff stays. That should all come out with ECM, so just the one harness down the side. I think that's it. We can't get to the torque converter bolts, I don't believe, without pulling the starter, which we'll do that when this whole mess is laying on the ground, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, dude? Let's figure out how to take the drive shaft out, because this has that rubber rag joint that Chrysler likes to use, which they're usually piloted on the back side of the tranny. Otherwise they'd vibrate like crazy. So we have to create some room for it to go back, which it's a two-piece drive shaft. So we probably got to bend it in the middle. I don't know. I'm gonna look in service data though. See if we can get some bolts loose in there. There's one. Let's see. Get back in there. There's that one. Now we gotta put the transmission in neutral. Spin that baby around, damn. Lost their socket. Was it some kind of voodoo? It was on the bottom shelf. Wow. Interesting. There's that one. And then we'll get this one here. There's that. We better put a paint mark on it, because you know how they balance these as an assembly with the drive shaft, rear end, and transmission now. Put a little mark right there. This will make everybody happy. And put a little mark right there. I don't think, oh, I was gonna say, I don't think we've got enough room. It pushes back nicely, but it doesn't come off the pilot. Son of a mother. We're gonna have to drop the, it lacks just that much, like 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I gotta pull this stuff apart here. 'Cause why else would the engineer have left them holes for us? Huh? Let's just see. Put that in there just lightly so it doesn't fall down and hit us in the head. That one back in there lightly. So that let the carrier bearings down just a little bit. Was that enough? If it is, we're gonna take back every bad thing we said about GM. Nope, it's not enough. We still mean every bad thing we said about them. Except now we mean it ×2. Let's see here. Let's move this. There's that. A couple oddball nuts here. Those are the ones that go on. That there. Let's get her cracked loose here. Slip her down past the carpet, at least on one side. Oh yeah. Looky, looky. I'm gonna set this down somewhere. Now, stick that up there. We can finish taking our carrier bearing bolts out. There's still the metal bracket up here. We're just looking to cheat it. We're looking to cheat a little bit here. That's all we needed, boys. Just that little bit. Now we're up past the training. It's gonna be kind of a bit of a son of a gun. When we start raising the body up, we're gonna have to keep a little eye on this, unless we get something to kind of stick in here. Here, we'll take the carrier bearing. We just flip it upside down, kind of jam it in there. Look at that, huh? Good job, engineer. You didn't even know you built that like that, but you did. That keeps it away from the transmission perfectly. Let me show you. Pretty much a life hack move, or maybe just a hack move, but it keeps us back away from the transmission where we need to be and gives us plenty of room now, and we don't have to worry about it binding up when we raise the vehicle up. So okay, now we're officially ready to drop the cradle and then drop the engine. That's it for today, folks. When I work on a job like this, a project, the customer comes in and says those 3 little words every mechanic loves to hear: take your time. Never tell your mechanic that, because that means you'll never get your car back. But in this case, we're gonna give them back to them because they're gonna be back from vacation soon. So we gotta get it done. And that's that. So that's as far as we got today. So we'll see how far we make it tomorrow. I just work on it in between doing regular jobs or other jobs that come in that are scheduled. So that's it. That's why if this doesn't seem to fit together really cohesive, I guess, is that the right word? We're gonna use it. If it doesn't seem to be all just kind of flowing like I'm there working on it right straight through, that's why. It's because I'm not. And I try to leave myself a little note where I left off. Anyhow, folks, thanks for watching.